relax. If you wish now, for a while, we may have sharing interaction.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
First of all, Raven asked me to send you her love.
All right. Our love as well, in return.
And for those who don't know, Bashar's birthday, Earth Day, is November 11th, so I'd like to wish you a happy pre-birthday.
Thank you.
And for those who are listening in who couldn't see it, I wanted to say how impressed I am that you were able to make a paper airplane with your eyes closed and to sail it out into the audience. So thank you for sharing that.
You are, and with us, all at once, together making the plane.
Thank you. And thank you so much for this weekend and for this information you're sharing, because it really resonates with me where I am in my life right now. And I feel I've come so far in the 23 years that I've been with you.
All right.
First of all, last time I interacted with you, I shared how I was driving a very old car and very nervous about it.
Yes.
And shortly thereafter, I was able to get a new car.
All right.
And I was able to manifest other material things in my life.
Yes.
My organization, Create Now, is making great progress and strides.
All right.
And I've been following your lesson that it's taken me all these years to learn,
That's
which is to surrender.
Yes.
And thank you.
Why? Why does that work?
I'm trusting.
Simple.
Okay.
Why does that work?
Because I know.
Because those things exist within you. They're not things that exist outside of you, really. So the idea of the law of attraction is not so much literally that you're attracting things to you from outside. It's that you, yourself, recognize those things are already within you as part of your definition of being. You follow me?
Yes.
Attraction is really just awakening to what's already within you and allowing yourself to know that they are part of the definition of who you are.
So thank you. And so when I feel those moments of anxiety or fear,
Yes.
then I need to just focus on the I am and the knowing and to let go and surrender for the anxiety.
Why not?
That's great. That's great information, and I plan to use it.
Oh, all right, but you don't even have to plan it, you just do it.
I'm doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I was also pleased that, over the years my friends have teased me that I'm always asking a million questions. And I didn't really have any compelling questions to ask you. I've just felt I needed to share.
As we have said, you do not need questions to communicate with us. You can always make statements if you wish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But last night we were discussing with Daryl, the channel, the idea of your relationship with him as a future self.
Yes.
And we had as a group a question about whether genetics are involved with that. Because you're a hybrid entity and a future self, are Daryl's genetics a part of you as well?
Yes.
And is there anything else you can elaborate on that?
At the end of this transmission today, after your break, we have a little story surprise.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the synchronous introduction.
Hi, Bashar.
And are you good day?
At the beginning of the meditation, I was staring at the crystal before we closed our eyes, and I felt like I had this strong image talking about this knowing sense, and when you were mentioning about dropping the veil, and
Yes.
Of the facets of the crystal being this representation of all of our parts and selves and thoughts and ideas. And I want to talk and take that knowing idea and talk about the idea of how you've often said that we can't really meet you, at least at this point, in person, because we would feel fractured. And I feel like those two ideas are connected.
Yes.
And I got that strongly, and I got the idea And when you mentioned the film frame about the focus,
yes.
I'm looking for a bridge here in terms of being able to be closer to being more cohesive and, I don't know how to say this, connected within myself, to be able to be closer to the idea of meeting you or people like you, or being my better self or my more whole self.
All right. First of all, remember that what we have also already said is that many of you have actually physically already met us. You just don't remember.
Physically. Not
physically.
Okay. Not in dreams.
Do you remember when we talked about encountering the race we called the Thuk?
Yes.
And how their special quality was that as long as you were talking to them and facing them, everything seemed normal. But as soon as you turned away, you completely forgot you had had that conversation with them at all.
Yes.
Well, we have learned a thing or two from them. And so, part of the idea of slowly forming contact with all of you is that we are using that technique to actually appear to some of you physically, but then allow you to forget so that it doesn't interfere with your normal life, but at the same time, it's always there within your consciousness that you've actually already met us. So the more you start to remember that you have already met us, the more you allow your imagination to play with the fact that you've actually already met us, the sooner you will remember you have met us, and the sooner you will create the appropriate state in which to meet us again without forgetting. Because it's already happened. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But?
Okay, I get it.
Are you sure?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Can you play with that?
I can.
All right. So play with the fact in your imagination. Let a picture unwind. If you wish to use the word imagine or pretend, an actual encounter where you really have met us face to face. Imagine it. Doesn't matter if it's absolutely, literally accurate according to how it actually did happen. Use that as a symbol to garner the energy of the encounter. And as soon as you start playing with that, little bit at a time, in those imaginary scenarios, when you imagine them in a relaxed state, little bits of them will start to come to life. Little bits of those pictures in your mind, those encounters, as they play out in your imagination, will suddenly take on a life of their own. For example, you might suddenly see an image of us turn and look at you in a way you didn't imagine. And you will suddenly recognize that you're actually remembering part of the actual encounter. It will have a realistic quality to it, a lucid quality to it. If you're a little bit taken aback by that at the moment, it's all right. Because it may appear that suddenly your own imagination is not under your control. But it is. It's just that you are allowing bits and pieces of that recollection to come to life again. And suddenly the reality will supersede whatever symbol you've created in your imagination, no matter how realistic it may appear. It will take on a dimensional quality of actual life. And in that snippet, in that moment, in that fraction of an instant, you will see the true life in our eyes, and you will know that the encounter was real. And the more you do that, the more real it will become, until such time as there is no difference between what is unfolding in your imagination and suddenly, out of that state, out of that imagining, one day, you will blink and think you're coming out of your imagination, but we will still be standing in front of you. And you will realize we have arrived.
I see.
Now, does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will add one more bit of information we have not been allowed to share with you until now. As we have said, we will not be the first hybrid species to interact with you openly. The first will be those that are more representative of the immediate time frame closer to yours, that represents the creation of the hybrid children from your own genetics, your own family coming back. And we have mentioned that some of the sightings you have had, such as the one known as the Phoenix Lights, are the ships of the hybrid species that will be the ones to make first open contact with you. Some of this information about them will appear in the story we're going to tell you after the break. All right? Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
I know you. Good day.
I would like to talk a little bit about what you said before. Thank you very much for this sharing.
You are welcome.
Is it when I settle myself, identify myself, not as any kind of physical or psychological form, but a field of consciousness?
Yes.
It's doesn't matter what kind of experience.
No. In fact, it doesn't even require that. When you say, I am, it doesn't even require any kind of representation to go along with it at all.
So you're staying just at this field, and that's it. It doesn't matter.
You're not even necessarily a field. You don't even have to think of yourself as a field of consciousness. You are literally the 0 point. I am. It doesn't even have to be represented as a field. A field is a secondary manifestation. 0 point doesn't experience itself as a manifestation of anything other than its own existence.
So, in a sense, it's closer to non-existence, to the.
It is as close as possible as you can come to the concept of non-existence, because you cannot become non-existent. But it's as close as you can get within existence. Yes.
Okay.
It is the very 0 moment of existence itself, the very essence of existence itself, the I am realization.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, very much.
Thank you.
And another question: you told that in spirit you can have some kind of individual.
Yes, of course.
Conscious existence. So, is it individuality in the sense of 0 point, or it's something different?
No, it's something different. You can have more access, in that sense, more easily without the space-time construct to the 0 point experience, but you can also very easily manipulate and make malleable your own identity in a variety of ways. It's that you can still have identity, but your identity is much more flexible than you allow for in physical reality. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Bashar.
And you, good day.
Thank you. In listening to your description of holographic images,
yes.
I would very much appreciate a feedback or any sort of giving of information that you could lend to me in helping me to, at this point in my life, determine the pivotal nature of where I am taking my set of gifts and talents, which I have been developing.
Which are what?
I feel very closely connected with children,
yes.
With music,
all right.
With dance.
All right. These things are representative of your passions?
Yes, indeed.
And thus then automatically, by definition, obviously, representative of your true nature?
Yes.
So then where in your imagination do you wish to take them? How in your imagination do you wish to express them? How in your imagination do you see yourself expressing these things?
I see myself allowing those who I contact to become more and more of themselves and to become more and more transformed.
All right.
through-
So what do you see yourself doing that would allow them the opportunity to choose to allow themselves to become more and more of themselves? What do you actually describe and define as the behavior, the actual actions you see yourself doing in your imagination that will allow others to be able to do this?
I see myself throwing up my hands with children, dancing freely,
Yes.
expressing joy,
All
and
right. Anything else?
I see video documentation.
All right. Are these things you have begun to actually do?
In certain senses.
Are there ways in which you would like to do them more passionately, more fully, more creatively?
Absolutely.
Will you do them? Is there anything stopping you from doing them?
I don't think there is anything stopping me. I would just, I think it's a matter of development.
A matter of development. Which means what?
Which means that little by little, I think.
How little? By how little?
I think that's up to me, I guess.
Yes! It can be this little, 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 it can be this little. Or it can be this big. It's up to you. Completely up to you based on your ability to believe what you are ready to process, what you are ready to see, what you are ready to learn, what you're ready to know about yourself. Which brings us to another aspect of knowing, because when you come from a state of knowing and you look at all the situations in your life from a state of knowing, you're going to know a lot more about yourself as well. Being willing to let it be all right to know a lot more about yourself and see the illusions you have been creating for yourself is part and parcel of your ability to use knowingness effectively. So when you go through your process, little by little, lot by lot, however you choose to develop, you can then take to heart that what your state of knowingness brings you about yourself is also equally important for you to achieve even greater states of knowing. You follow?
I do.
But don't hesitate. Do what you see in your imagination as best as your belief system will allow. Because that's the only way you're going to be that person, is by copying her. Copying the her you see in your imagination, doing the things you say you would like to do. As passionately as you see her doing them, do them that way. That's what she's for. To show you how to be that person. That's what your imaginations are for. To show you how to be the person you imagine you would like to be. All you have to do is behave like that person in all the circumstances of your life that you see her behaving that way in. Be like her. Be like him. Then you will be her. You will be him. And you will have her life, his life. Make sense?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Happy dancing.
Thank you.